channels. There's no scarcity, and that means we at YouTube do not need to choose what content gets created. Content created for $1 million by a global star often sits right beside content created for nothing in a basement. It's an open playing field. And unlike before, the business model of video does not punish diversity. The question of whether a certain kind of programming gets created is not up to us, but up to the creators. And different creators from around the world naturally want to tell their story. I recently had the privilege of spending 2 weeks working in India, and while there I had the opportunity to meet with a lot of our partners. And I was just overwhelmed by both the diversity and of content that was being created and the success they're seeing on YouTube. India has 22 official languages, and you can find amazing television and video programming, not just in English and Hindi, but in many of these languages. Many of you have heard of Bollywood, but how many of you outside, not from India, have ever heard of Tollywood? Tollywood is the name that's used to refer to the film industry in India that produces film in Telugu. Every year, they produce over 100 films. And as you can imagine, Indians who spell Telugu, who went overseas in the past, would often lose this connection to this local culture. They had no ability to stay current on what was happening. And whether they moved to the US or to Germany, even if they moved to a community with thousands of other Indians, the economics did not allow for even the big Bollywood movies to be shown and distributed there profitably. But YouTube changes this. YouTube currently has over 100 films from Tollywood available for viewing. We also support Telugu creators of all other types. There's a creator by the name of Gathri Vansalu who runs a very successful Telugu cooking channel, where she talks in Telugu. And this channel has millions of views already. We also have a Telugu channel called Youtube1 that has almost 500 million views. So now Telugu speakers overseas can connect and stay connected to this local content creation. And the creators are able to build a global audience, which allows them to earn more advertising revenue and further incents them to create more content. And this isn't just true for Telugu. Our Indian partners on YouTube offer more than 19,000 episodes of television, just television today, and more in most of these major languages. So this is really what excites us at YouTube. The ability to serve these communities that have historically been underserved by traditional media. We hope that through our efforts, we're able to continue to promote and grow these local cultures. And so that even as people move overseas, they have the ability to stay and feel connected to their local hometowns. So in this new world, increasingly anyone can connect to anything, anywhere. We've talked a little bit about the diversity of on YouTube to keep people connected internationally. But it's equally important to talk about the ability for people to connect to global ideas, the ability to import concepts, videos from the world's leading scholars, teachers, and academics. Through the power of YouTube, we bring these great minds to anyone who has an internet connection. Shakespeare said that all the world's a stage, and at YouTube, all the world becomes a classroom. It used to be that you only had access to the teacher that happened to be in your hometown. And for many children in Asia, they were lucky if they even had a teacher. The internet and YouTube EDU begin to change all this. On YouTube today, we have over 700,000 videos from 1,000 educational partners. on topics ranging from agriculture to the Pythagorean theorem. Equally, we have video channels from over 450 major universities around the world: Cambridge, MIT, Stanford, and IIT. They are sharing their absolute best lectures from some of their best professors for free. So suddenly, access to the best thinkers in the world is no longer restricted to the privileged few who can afford it. It's being opened up to anyone with an internet connection. Perhaps the most successful example of a teacher we have on YouTube is Saul Khan. Saul started his career as a hedge fund analyst in Boston. And he kept in touch with his cousins who didn't live nearby, and they had requested that he offer them and provide them some help with their homework. So he started this with a series of phone calls, and then decided to create a series of videos to reinforce the concepts. And when he uploaded these videos, he couldn't see any reason to keep them private, so he decided to leave them public. And two really interesting things happened. First, he got feedback from his cousins that they actually preferred the videos to speaking to him on the phone. So they started talking, they just watched the videos. And second, he started noticing that many thousands of other people were watching his videos and leaving comments. Often them leaving very, very positive comments about the clarity of his voice and the clarity of his ability to explain the concepts. And so he thought he was onto something. Let's watch a quick sample of what he does on his YouTube channel.
Now going to be 5. This animal's fossils are only found in this area of South America, a nice clean band here, and this part of Africa. We could integrate over the surface, and the notation usually is a capital sigma, National Assembly. They create the Committee of Public Safety, which sounds like a very nice committee. Notice, this is an aldehyde, and it's an alcohol. Start differentiating into effector and memory cells. A galaxy. Hey, there's another galaxy. Oh look, there's another galaxy. And for dollars is their 30 million plus the $20 million from the American manufacturer. If this does not blow your mind, then you have no emotion.
So you can see, he has a tone that's perfectly suited for YouTube. He's delivering lots of information, and even if it's in a bit of a non-traditional, non-classic tone. So Saul's created more than 2,000 videos on his YouTube channel, from everything from basic arithmetic to quantum mechanics. He's gone on to quit his job at the hedge fund and is now creating videos full-time at youtube.com/thecomacademy. And he's reaching more than 1 million students a month. So now imagine all the world's great teachers in all the world's languages being equally available on a global basis. And so we talked a little bit about creating a level playing field for cultures, local cultures, to remain connected globally. We've talked a little bit about leveling the playing field for the world's great ideas to be imported back into local communities. And now I want to talk a little bit about how YouTube is working with local creators to build new cultures and create strong local stars using YouTube as the platform. So I'll say it again. That historically, the ability to choose what is broadcast and viewed has been controlled by very few. YouTube changes this in a big way by letting anyone with a camcorder, a flip phone, a webcam create a video and almost instantaneously have it be potentially viewable by millions of people around the world. In Southeast Asia, we've seen the rise of many young creators who are creating short films, comedic films, to build audiences both locally and globally. In Malaysia, we've seen Genie Boy TV, which has millions of views for its short comedy films. While the films themselves are quintessentially Malaysian, they also have universal traits which are making them very globally appealing. In the Philippines, we've seen Jamij, a couple that records videos about their relationship and has already seen over 40 million views on a global basis. In Indonesia, possibly one of my favorite examples is